Hey guys, it's been quite the adventure. I'm at Outdoor Demo Day, Interbike. We're talking about 2018 Focus updates, and I'm here with the founder. This is Mike Kluge, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
I got it, yes. And Alex Klink.
Hi there.
Sweet, you guys are from Germany, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well.
Sweet Germany.
Where?
Sweet Germany.
Sweet Germany.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. I mean, the brand started in Germany.
Yeah.
In the Black Forest. I mean, well, it's an area where you have like a lot of mountains, very nice streets, very nice trails. And 92, I was just unhappy with all the other bike brands on the market at the time. And and I had too many issues. And then I just thought, like to have like a reliable bicycle, what I really like to ride, I have to produce my own bicycles. And my history is actually road, cyclocross, mountain bike, and road races. So
cool.
I was combining all these different disciplines, like to try to get it like into each bike. So at that time I had already like a very, very narrow bottom bracket on mountain bikes. Okay. And at that time nobody was thinking about it, but this gave me a very good advantage: high spin, saving energy, and winning races.
Huh, interesting. Well, and so now, as an American, I've been to a couple of the dealers on the East Coast, on the West Coast, the leaders that bring in this product a little bit early. Okay, and so we're talking about beginnings, and you're talking about 1992 and bringing all of your bicycling background to the space with Focus. Yep. You make regular bikes, and now, you have these electric bikes. When was the first electric bike introduced?
When was it? Focus like 6-7 years ago, was it?
7 years ago.
It's like 2010, 2011, around there. Okay, that was pretty early days. I mean, I remember 2012 in America, we didn't really have many options.
Yeah, I mean, Focus was always standing for innovations, like trying to figure out what advantage can I put into my bike.
Yeah.
In 92, I had already hydraulic rim brakes on my cyclocross bike.
Yeah.
Actually, it took the industry 20 years, really. Now we have disc brakes on cyclocross bikes and road bikes. I mean, it was all taking quite a long time. I had already like a shifter on my brake levers on my cyclocross bike.
Like the paddles? Like
exactly.
Paddle shifters, yeah.
And Shimano came, I think, 1 year later with the STI shifter. So we always had been like innovated, had good ideas. And with our team right now, and with our engineers, and also with Alex, they also have like some crazy ideas. Some are too crazy, but some are really nice. And I mean, that's why we actually here with like that fantastic JAM² and BOLD², what is hardtail.
Okay, so people, a lot of the dealers, some of these leaders I was talking about, they were like, you got to check out this JAM². It's awesome. It's kind of cutting edge. Again, just like you were talking about the paddle shifters and the bottom brackets and everything. Tell me what's unique about this.
I mean, of course, we adapted like the e-performance into a regular mountain bike. So we actually experience this like with the same feeling what you had before, the full suspension or with the hardtail, but with a like fun shifter, what gives you like a little bit more joy, especially if it goes like on extreme.
Yeah.
And I mean, we all know when we're riding mountain bikes, we get at a point, where it's not really fun. It's too steep. It's not enjoyable anymore, and so it's not rideable anymore. And suddenly with these bikes, you extend your joy and your trails. And
you're giving me the generic stuff, though. I mean, look, in Europe, you have these electronic shifters, that's awesome. We don't get those in America yet. Gosh, Mike, come on. And then you told me that this new Shimano E8000 motor that gives you, like, it brings the bottom bracket really far back, so you have that nice snappy short chainstay feel.
I mean, that was Alex. He was like really
Is that what you're?
Yeah. Okay, let's. I want to go the short-term history a little bit.
Yeah,
back.
bring it. I mean, do whatever you guys want, right?
A few years ago, the production of Focus is in the north of Germany.
Okay.
About 800 people working there, and a few years ago they decided to go and make our for Focus, for the performance line, our own engineering office. Okay. And this is based in Stuttgart.
Stuttgart, oh, that's automobile manufacturers nearby.
Go.
Yeah.
There are
Mercedes.
a lot of technology partners there. There are very good universities there, and that's why we went south to Stuttgart. Many trails out there as well, and I joined a few years ago, and I really like the way of thinking of the whole team, and that's the point where we started to develop this bike. 5 years ago, I was sitting the first time on a e-mountain bike.
Yeah.
And I used to be a mountain biker, and I didn't feel comfortable on
So
that bike.
he's the guy you had to convince, right? He was like, e-bikes, I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that what I'm hearing?
that's the point. I said at that time, e-bikes, nothing for me.
Yeah.
But then the competition was to get a e-bike which could be handled as easy and agile and dynamic as our normal bikes.
I see. Yeah.
And 2 years ago, when Shimano spoke about their new system the first time, they caught us up with the good idea of dynamic, of a very small motor.
Yeah.
As you said, the spindle is very far out.
Exactly.
And that gives us the opportunity to copy our JAM into a JAM². So copy the riding experience of our superior JAM all mountain bike into that e-bike.
Okay.
The problem at that time was we didn't like their batteries, what they offer. And out of many discussions, they allowed us to produce our own battery system, combining it with their super dynamic motor. And this was the key point to break through to get that super nice experience of a mountain bike on an e-bike.
Okay.
So I can tell you a little bit. The batteries out there were too big with all the brackets and everything. It was too heavy.
Yeah.
And you needed to build a super strong and heavy frame around it. What we did is, we cut the batteries in two pieces.
Okay.
Hard to understand. I will explain it shortly. And one of the battery, one half, we put it full integrated into the downtube.
Okay. Okay. I was wondering
what you hardly can see here.
That you can see here.
Looks really narrow and nice.
And it allows us to have a super lightweight and super stiff downtube.
How much does this weigh? Like, what's the average weight of these bikes?
In total, we could save about 4 kilogram compared to the most competitors out there.
Okay.
And
by doing this
that's
split
massive.
battery thing.
Doing that split battery and the frame, how it's built, and altogether the center of gravity went more to the middle of the bike, lower, and the total weight is lower.
Excellent.
But if you need more battery power, so double, then you just get a second battery power. What has
How does this work? Is this the other half that you were talking about?
That's the other half.
That's the other half.
300.
So when you're 378,
Oh.
so that means you have double then, and that is easy. Adjust it. You just adjust it here. Then you take the cable, and in the moment you
energy
connect the
bus.
cable with the frame, with the engine here, then the engine runs through the external battery. If you disconnect, then it runs through the internal, so you can decide what you want. And that was really a very good idea with the guys. I was actually more thinking about like a bigger battery, but this is a very cool solution because you have and you need whatever you can choose and have a light bike at the first place.
That's fantastic. To be honest with you, I'm a more active rider, maybe like you, where I like regular bikes. I still ride my regular mountain bike frequently because it's light and it handles well. And I've always thought, like, I don't need that much energy just when I'm climbing or just for the fun. And this seems to address that very well. So I like that.
We wanted to ensure a 2-3 hours ride, hard, proper mountain biking. Trails around Stuttgart are super steep climbs, cornerings, jumps, everything in there. So we wanted to offer the best fun out there for 2 to 3 hours, but we also wanted to satisfy the guy who wants to get out for a weekend adventure, 6 hours riding. So we can offer maximum of 760 watt-hour on a very low weight, which makes the total system super efficient. And we are super proud of our fold Kinimatics. That's called because of the main link and the guide link is folding together. It's like on some downhill bikes we have digression in the beginning and the progression in the 70%, in the last 70%. That makes it super sensitive, and altogether it's performance at its highest level. But you get the support to climb fast and have 3 or 4 descents instead of, or no, 9 or 10 descents instead of 3 or 4. What I do with a normal bike 3 and 4, I can do 10 or maybe 11 with a e-bike.
That's fantastic.
I think what we also should make clear here is that an e-bike is not like a motorcycle. You know, you don't have a trigger.
Right.
You know, we accelerate. This is only supporting you, and we have like here like 3 levels. Like we have eco, we have trail, and trail works accordingly to the power you put in. You pedal hard, you get a lot of power. You pedal less, you get little.
Yeah.
And then we have boost. What is actually, I mean, I only use it. I don't know how you're using it, but also only like in like steep climbs. So probably like the way I split it, it's like 70% is in eco, 20 in trail, and 10% in boost. And that's really for steep climbs. They're really challenging. It's fun. And I usually use this bike also in the Black Forest, like for adventure tours. You know, it's really like exploring new areas where you usually don't come with a normal bike, or you have to walk there. And I don't like walking.
Well, yeah, he's riding the bike up the trail, and everyone else is walking, and Mike's off in the front. So things that I noticed that were kind of special and different, just that attention to detail. You were talking about the rear shock so that you don't get the bob. So you were talking about the efficiency, some more advanced design. I like that you have a chain guide here.
Sure.
Especially because on an electric bike, if you're pedaling hard and you're going fast, just keeping that chain on track is nice. I mean, really big gear range. Is this okay? So we got the XT with. So you
46.
got the. Wow,
this is the Di2 version, and sure, you guys will get the Di2 version
eventually, right?
On the JAM², it's available. We don't offer it on the BOLD.
Okay.
The BOLD has the 27 plus tires only.
Okay.
But we offer the JAM, optionally 29er or 27 plus.
Oh, okay. Wow. So BOLD, hardtail, JAM, full suspension,
Exactly.
29er, 27.5, and on this one. Just 27.5.
Right.
Okay.
And both coming with boost hubs. So
Oh,
in front,
a little bit wider?
10 millimeter, yes.
Better
I mean,
bracing
there's
angle?
more pressure on this bike, better for shifting. In the rear we have 148 millimeters, so everything is accordingly, you know, to the performance what you want to get out of the bike, and have a safe and a controlled ride.
I'm definitely digging it, guys. And I also noticed that you have these funky, like, internally routed cables with these shields. What's that all about?
That's the airflow system.
Whoa,
Breathing
for the
system.
battery?
It's a breathing system.
Yeah, it's the airflow system for the battery. So we wanted to ensure we were the first people putting a battery totally fully integrated in the downtube. So we didn't know what will happen. We really tested a lot in Stuttgart at the university. They have a climate room. We went from minus 20 degrees up to 45 plus.
Wow.
And more than 1 hour with full gas means 500 watt the whole time.
Yeah.
And we controlled the core temperature of the battery, the surrounding temperature of the battery, the core temperature of the motor, surroundings and everything. And we saw that there's absolutely no problem in terms of temperature. But we saw that it helps the whole system. This airflow keeps the circulation. So water goes in your bike anyway.
Yeah.
That every rider knows that.
Yeah.
But thanks to that airflow, it will go out super fast.
Huh. So you're saying, like, even if a little water gets in there, it drains.
In there comes out down there.
Comes out and drains. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love just personally how compact and nice and seamless this all looks with the motor, and you've got plastic skid plate on the bottom and kind of a traditional.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, I think it's the most sexy bike on the market right now. I mean, it's it doesn't look only good. It rides perfect. It feels like you become like one unit with a bicycle.
So Mike,
And it starts already, you know, when you start to switch, you know, like you start here like on the top, 2 seconds, and it turns blue.
okay.
And now that turns blue, then that turns white, and then you're on the display.
Is the electronic shifting powered by the main battery, or does it have its own? That's
Everything-
nice. 'Cause-
Everything works together.
Yeah.
And I mean, what also can happen, like that you run out of battery power, but still there's always like enough
For shifting.
battery left to shift and to get home safe.
I've heard that you kind of like partially for battery protection, you don't let it get below a certain voltage, but there's still enough to do the minor shifting. Where's the charging port here? So if you're
Underneath you, it's right there. You know, we connect also the external battery.
okay,
So-
yeah, an energy bus. So it's the magnetic sort of information plus electricity standard.
Exactly.
That's excellent. This is definitely a higher quality setup. And I love that you squeezed bottle cage bosses on that one. So,
Sure.
you know, people got to drink, right?
Yes, exactly.
Get thirsty.
Didn't we have a bottle cage as well? Where was the bottle cage? 1 second.
No, we have
My
one.
snapping doesn't work,
Oh,
actually.
hey, whoa! Oh my gosh! So even the full suspension has a bottle cage
Yeah, sure.
option.
The thing is,
Thank you. This is cool.
if you use the bike without the TEC Pack,
Uh-huh.
so you say 2-3 hours, absolutely enough for me. Then you can put your bottle cage
Yeah, you can put
on
it
here.
We can actually also. Can I do
And
it?
if you buy the TEC Pack,
Yeah.
that means you go out for a ride, a long weekend tour or something. You, as I showed you, you can put that battery on it.
Yeah.
But if you're during the week without it, you can push this on your bike.
You just need to line it up right,
And,
right? Take your time. There we go. That's what
There
I'm
we go.
talking about. This is phenomenal. I got a high five on that
So
one,
this
Mike.
is-
Good job. Yeah. Hey, Alex is like, I did that. That was my idea. It's the future, right? We're talking about.
Innovations.
Did you have anything else to say? We transitioned right into it. Do you have anything else to say about focus, or I just wanted to give you a chance?
I mean, I don't know. Are you a visitor more like Americans or?
A little bit of both, but I mean, I'm from America, and I'm trying to review the bikes that we have here,
Yeah.
and it's nice to see the higher quality European bikes.
Yeah, I think we had like a hard time in the USA, but I think right now, like since like 4 or 5 years, we're really back with like an incredible team behind. Otherwise,
Yeah.
these things wouldn't come out. And we are right now with focus on the top of the range. I mean, we can compete with anybody right now, and that's really lovely. And I think when I started in 92, like with like a few custom-made bikes, I put like with my own hands together. And right now we became like a global player with like a lot of top performance and first prize winning bikes.
Yeah.
We are there, and we love this, and we have a lot of people which ride these bikes with passion like we.
That's awesome. We're gonna meet up again inside, and we're gonna talk about the why. What is it?
Project Y.
Project Y. Why?
More future.
I'm excited about that. So I guess that's it for the outdoor section. Mike, do you want to hop on and pedal away with this thing to give us an idea what it looks like?
No helmet.
No,
exception.
That's he's crashed many times, so we're okay. Look at him go. These things are great. I gotta say, they're lightweight.
Appreciate it.
Everyone's been really excited from the dealer perspective. You got nice components here.
Sure.
The Yari, the airflow system is very unique. How do you change assist levels on this? So like he talked about 3 levels.
Yeah, you can switch on the left side like you used on the right side.
So it's like triggers. That's how you
Yes.
change gear.
Yes.
Whoa.
I mean, that's mountain biking. That's what I said. 100% towards performance and agility, and what we like on the mountain bike.
Awesome.
We copied it here.
You did a great job. I can't wait to see Project Y
Thanks.
in a couple days. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you
Welcome.
so much, Mike and Andreas. And
And my battery thrower.
yeah, the battery toss. That was sweet. Thanks, guys. Go. Technical section. Bike's not overreacting. It's not like the motor's pushing me further than I wanna. Yeah. Even with 29ers, feels pretty good. That 140 millimeter suspension, softening it up. I'm trying to position you right down looking at the motor. That's the E8000. In my experience, again, it's really relying on torque a lot. And I've done some hard shifting, and it doesn't seem like it's offering that much detection. I can definitely mash those gears. So what I've been doing is easing off a little bit when I switch gears, and that way the motor knows to back off because the torque signal is reduced, and then the chain's able to transition more smoothly versus mashing. So anyway, you are going to hear, I'm going to ride in the highest mode here, boost. You're going to hear the motor spinning up. I've noticed when I hit 20 miles per hour, it kind of cuts out, just and then I'm able to pedal a little faster than that, but pretty quickly, especially out here in the wind and climbing, I'm back in range and it kicks in again. So listen for all of that. And the RPM, I noticed the motor was still going at like 140 RPM before, so I feel like I haven't really reached a limit, and that's nice. I love that. I'm gonna try to show all that. Very responsive, starting and stopping quickly. This time I'm going to pedal gently and then try to show you that sort of catch moment that I was talking about, where it goes from no assistance to finally kicking in. Hard to explain. It feels like literally like there's just like this extra slot that it fits into when the motor finally starts. It's felt smooth, it's good, it's responsive. There's just this little, it's kind of a click feeling instead of a smooth like it's kind of a it kind of clicks into the motor finally clicking on. Anyway, I think you have to try it. But it in practice it works well. Just like a little extra lip of pressure that you need before the motor starts. Okay guys, we're inside now. We're looking at the BOLD², the JAM². We talked about that the other day, and now I'm with Alex and we're looking at Project Y. So this is something completely different, and before we get into it, I want to say that, you know, these were lightweight, they were nimble, you've got that Q factor addressed, there's so much here, the battery expansion, a lot of innovation, but that's all mountain and trail type of riding. This is a road bike. I mean, I don't know, just take it away. What's going on here?
But it's the same story we try to tell. So we call it the Project Y. I want to show you the white line is what we say that's the mainstream. And in Europe, the story of e-bike is old. It comes from getting handicapped people back on the street and moving older people. But it got younger and younger. Mm-hmm. We used the same technology for it. And the trend is more power, more battery capacity, more technology involved. But that means also more weight, and it feels like a pedal-driven motorbike, not anymore like a bicycle. So what we did with the JAM and BOLD² is we got out a riding experience. Until now, no one knows that from an e-bike. It needs to be compared to a normal mountain bike instead of all other e-bikes. Yeah. And we want to go further with that, and we want to go to offer a really sportive rider, but he wants to maybe expand his rides. He wants to follow with his friends with a pack, which is normally faster. Yeah. So if there's a short mountain he cannot follow anymore, we want to give them the opportunity to really go into that road bike sport, or maybe a race mountain bike, cross-country race mountain bike sport. Cool. And that's what we're doing here. So what you can see here is based on the Focus Paralane bike, a super nice road race bike with a good portion of comfort, but super fast forward race bike.
Yeah, with the drop bars, and I mean, this is carbon frame. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's a carbon frame, and what we wanted to offer is, again, the same story, the riding experience of the Paralane. So we wanted to give that electronic support, but keep the bike as it is. Yeah. The biggest challenge was to cut our downtube the carbon downtube, and no one knows what happens if you do that. We sent in total 3 engineers for about 3 months to Asia to really try and error, because this is something you cannot just make a simulation on the computer.
Guess. Yeah,
you need to try it.
Okay.
And yeah, of course, we did a few mistakes in the beginning, but now we're super happy with the frame as it is. So we got out the first molds. It's not a finished product.
Okay.
It is a project we're running on.
Yeah.
And but now I can say it's amazing. It doesn't give you the kick what you might know from a Bosch or Shimano motor.
Yeah.
It gives you a natural support, but up to 400 watt.
Wow.
Up to 400 watt, a support where you sometimes think, is it still running? But if you turn it off, then you see,
like, oh yeah,
oh whoa,
yeah.
That was the speed I was driving up the hill here.
Well,
so
what is the speed? What's the top assisted speed on this?
Good that you ask for that.
Yeah.
Because sure, it is a legal product up to the 20 miles. In Europe, it is 17 kilometer per hour. The assist fades out super smoothly.
Huh.
So we're talking about 12.3 kilogram. That's 27
pounds. Yeah, I'm hanging out with Chris Nolte from Propel again, and you actually turned me on to this bike. I didn't even heard of it, and now you're saying, okay, we have this Powerline road bike. We wanted to add this electric assist in a way that's very integrated. I mean, like you were saying, the way that it's melding with that down tube and the motor. I mean, is this the motor or?
Oh yeah, let me get the best out of it. I mean, this is just a transmission gearing.
Okay.
The motor is here, together with a battery, and I cannot show you to take it completely off, but here you can see this is the battery, and from here on it's the motor. You can take this pack off. It's 3.8 kilogram, and then you're riding a normal road bike.
And you can still ride this
with 8.5 kilogram. Yeah,
wow.
That was the big challenge for our engineers. We have the same stiffness of our normal Powerline with only about 400 gram more of weight. So you can ride it without a motor. And if you want to go and see the lake up in the mountains, you've never been there, put the motor in and you will get there.
Okay, so I imagine there's like a shield or something if you don't have the battery motor thing.
Yeah, then it's a cover.
Just a cover. Can you ride it without the cover, or would it get dusty in there, or what happens?
It would get dusty in there. It would not damage anything. That's not a problem.
I asked because it's like maybe you use that battery to get to the lake and then you take it off and you ride around the lake for fun, just pedal power or something like that.
Yeah, you
just
can do that.
Neat scenario. It's it's fairly long. Put it in a backpack or something. Are you saying that will this drive system? First of all, what's it called and who makes that?
So we met these guys 2 years ago. It's a startup company from Munich. We are our development center is based in Stuttgart, so not so far away.
That's right.
And also very nice was that the gearing system is made by a automotive company like 30 kilometers away from Stuttgart.
Cool.
The battery and battery management system is based in Stuttgart, and the company is called Fazua. They're in Munich.
Fazua.
And they just started. They just started to send their product out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got this special relationship with this company. Coming to this booth, I was told, like, we don't have a price, we don't have a launch date. It's still kind of a project. We want to do it right. We want to have 100%.
Yeah.
So there's not much. I guess there's not a lot extra to share besides you've got a super lightweight platform. It's capable as a bicycle or as an electric bike. Are we going to see this on other types of bikes, like not just drop bar, or is it always going to be a super? I mean, this has got to be expensive. It's like all carbon, super fancy drivetrain.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we have it based on the Raven race mountain bike.
Oh.
And the Powerline road bike.
So this will be on a mountain bike too at some point.
Yes, we're working on.
Okay, and it was a little bit confusing a minute ago when we were talking about top speeds. You were like 17 kilometers per hour, 20. My understanding is in Europe, 25 kilometers per hour is the equivalent of 15.5 miles per hour, and that's their top speed. In America, you can go up to 20 miles per hour, which is like 32 kilometers per hour. Is this going to be a speed pedelec? That's what I want to know.
No, yeah, wait, that's the most important,
Okay, yeah.
and I couldn't go on with that. So, the average speed you're riding with a road bike and a race mountain bike is very high.
Yeah.
That means it's leading you to that border, and above there's no resistance. You ride it like your normal one.
I
So
see.
you can go for 40 in the flat or something like that if you got the power of it. So
And it's
for
light
sportive,
enough, and
for
it's
sportive
aerodynamic
people.
enough that
Yeah.
so it's not going to slow you down. It's only going to add
No,
like
absolutely
6
not.
pounds or something to the bike. And okay, and so that, but it will still only assist you to 20, or do you think you'll have a speed pedelec version?
I think it makes no sense for this.
What? Look at this bike and tell me it is so fast.
The bike is speed.
That's true. So
The
I
bike
guess it
is
just
speed.
helps you get started and maintain in the wind or hills a little
See,
better.
you save about 10 kilo with this bike, and this is a race machine.
Yeah.
So it's not that you need a super strong motor to get a 25 kilo monster up to 45 kilometer per hour. So that's the big difference. It's another story. I don't want to replace one of the current models. This is a new target group.
Okay.
This is a new story.
Well, I would love to see this in a speed pedelec someday. I mean, because you said it's a race bike speed, right? And maybe you can go higher than that, but if I get assistance up to 28 miles per hour, 45 kilometers per hour, well, then it's even easier for me to spend my energy on those higher speeds. The downside would be that it cuts into the battery capacity because you get the air resistance and stuff. Do you know what kind of battery size, or do you?
In there is a 250 watt-hour battery.
Nice.
If you would put this in a Bosch or Shimano system, you better be back in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But here, because your average speed is so high and you're just rolling and you spend
It's more efficient.
More efficient, yeah, absolutely. The low weight.
Yeah.
We went much more than 100 kilometers with it.
Huh.
So.
Well, I'm very excited about it. Like, the idea is it's sort of modular. Ride it without the motor or ride it with. You can take it out. It's super lightweight. It's compact. I've had that same, probably similar excitement as maybe the people and you're designing this. You're thinking about the concept. I'm a sporty rider. I only weigh 135 pounds. I like pedaling and going fast, but starting and stopping or the hills or whatever, just having a little boost. You know, what was your vision for adding a motor and battery at all? Tell me why that, what does that do for someone with this bike?
Okay, it's getting, for example, your partner onto your speed.
I see.
It's getting.
What was that? Your speed pedelec? Was that? I don't know. I'm going to be
Forget about
lapping
that.
my partner if they can't keep up. If I'm riding
or a group. I mean, riding bike alone. That's not so fun.
Sure.
You might being in a group. That's a lot of fun, but that's closing the gap between very, very good riders and someone who used to be do not have the time anymore.
Yeah.
Or it's you're reaching mountains, the next valley you've never been with a bicycle because there's a too big mountain in between.
Well, look, I'm excited about it. We can't really ride it yet or anything, but Focus is doing some really innovative stuff. Clearly, with the JAM² the BOLD².
Thanks, yeah.
This is an exciting project, and I'm passionate about cycling. That's why I'm giving you the feedback. It's like, you know, we're in America right now. We want to go fast, right?
Yeah.
So that's just one idea, but I can't wait to check it out and do some reviews at some point. Chris, do you have any questions? I've been dominating this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been familiar with the project for a couple of years since first seeing a Eurobike 2 years ago, and you know, it's definitely exciting to start to introduce the idea over here. We've been asking for it, and we know that there's a lot of opportunities in the market for it, and there's a lot of applications, as you were explaining, and I think it is really just extending that natural riding. And I guess that's a similar concept behind the BOLD and JAM².
Yeah.
It's just kind of a slight extension rather than really replacing that active riding.
Or the motorbike thing. I get it. Like this is why I'm excited about this personally, because I want something that's light. I want the extra assistance. I want to enjoy it. I also want to go fast. So there's my feedback. But we'll see. I hope to see this maybe in 2018. Again, you guys don't have an official date. I wish you luck on the project. Do you have anything else to share about 2018 or any feedback? It's
just keep posted.
Yeah.
You will be surprised. I mean, we're working hard on it. We cannot tell you a date now, but stay online, guys.
What's the website for Focus?
Focus.com.
Focus.com.
Focus-bikes.com.
Yeah, it's okay. It's been a long day. And again, I mean no disrespect. I appreciate the opportunity to check this out and hopefully review it sometime in the future. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.